Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
All right, here we go. Everything's right on top tonight, which is honestly a little unsettling. We spent so much time on this case yesterday, it's like the cabinet didn't even bother hiding it.
That's never a good sign. All right, tell everybody what we're doing tonight.
Episode 266, Spartan Files Beneath the Ice and Beyond the Moon.
Yeah, this one kept us busy, and when the file cabinet doesn't fight back, that usually means the story wants to be told.
These files don't just point in one direction either. We're talking buried installations, classified programs, things hidden under ice, and then suddenly off-world.
Which is where it gets uncomfortable, because once you start connecting what's allegedly under the ice to what's supposedly beyond the moon, the timeline stops making sense.
And that's where the Spartan designation keeps popping up. Different locations, different decades, same fingerprints.
Tonight we're digging into what those files claim was built, what was buried, and why some of it may never have been meant for Earth at all.
So we have a cup of coffee, settle in, and maybe don't ask what's under your feet or what's watching from above.
Because once you open these files, there's no putting them back. This is The Shadow Frequency, episode 266, Spartan Files Beneath the Ice and Beyond the Moon.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson. Produced by Juniper Ravenwood. With Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Listeners, imagine a continent shrouded in eternal ice, where the wind howls like restless spirits and the cold bites deeper than any grave. Tonight, we plunge into the frozen abyss of Antarctica, not the one you see on maps, but the one hidden miles beneath the surface. Whispers from military shadows speak of ancient structures pulsing with otherworldly energy. T-ways to stars we weren't meant to reach. This is the shadow frequency, and the chill you're feeling, it's just the beginning.
Juniper, you've outdone yourself pulling this one from the depths. Feels like we're cracking open a tomb sealed for eons.
Right.
Tonight we're diving into the testimonies of two whistleblowers, Spartan 1 and Spartan 2, who spilled secrets to journalist Linda Moulton Howe about what's really lurking under the ice. Buckle up, this one's going to send shivers down your spine.
I can already feel the frost creeping in. Matt, take us there. I'm all ears and maybe a little uneasy.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging into that shadowy file cabinet and unearthing this gem. It's like you've handed me a map to the unknown, and folks, we're about to follow it straight into the heart of mystery. Tonight's case comes from the icy grip of Antarctica, where two anonymous military insiders, known only as Spartan 1 and Spartan 2, stepped out of the shadows to share their classified encounters with investigative journalist Linda Moulton Howe. These aren't just tall tales, they're accounts from men who've served in the depths of black ops missions, risking everything to reveal what they've seen. And trust me, what they describe will make you question every flake of snow and every beam of moonlight. Let's start with Spartan 1, a retired Navy SEAL with decades of covert operations under his belt. Picture this, it's the early 2000s, and he's part of an elite team tasked with a routine extraction in Antarctica. But nothing's routine down there. They descend through a massive crevasse, miles deep into the ice, using specialized gear that hums against the oppressive cold. As they go lower, the temperature shifts, warmer, unnaturally so. Then they breach it. A colossal structure, octagonal in shape, buried under 2 miles of frozen wasteland. This thing is enormous, stadium-sized at least, with walls that stretch into darkness. But here's where it gets eerie. The walls are etched with glowing glyphs, symbols that pulse with an inner light, like they're alive, humming with energy that vibrates through your bones. Spartan 1 said it felt like stepping into a living entity, something ancient and watchful. The air inside? Balmy, almost tropical, defying the sub-zero hell above. No ice, no frost, just this warm, humming chamber that seemed to awaken at their presence. Now Spartan 2, another military veteran, corroborates this from his own missions. He was involved in aerial transports to remote Antarctic outposts, flying in supplies and personnel under strict no-questions-asked protocols. But during one flight, he glimpsed something that haunts him. Massive entry points hidden in the ice, leading to underground facilities where human teams mingle with, well, things that aren't quite human. He described humanoid figures, tall and ethereal, working alongside multinational crews. Americans, Russians, even Chinese, all under some unspoken alliance. These beings, he claimed, oversee operations tied to an interstellar trade network. Earth, according to them, is just one node in a vast cosmic web, trading resources like rare minerals or even biological samples for advanced tech that keeps our world spinning in ignorance. Think about it, friends. What if Antarctica wasn't always a frozen tomb? Geologists whisper that the continent was once lush, ice-free, perhaps home to a precursor civilization, maybe even the fabled Atlantis. These ruins Spartan 1 explored could be remnants of that lost world, preserved under ice for the millennia, waiting for us to stumble on them. But are they ours? The glyphs suggest otherwise. Alien scripts, perhaps, from visitors who shaped our planet long before humanity crawled from the caves. And it doesn't stop at Earth. Spartan 1 tied this to off-world installations, like a secret base on the dark side of the moon. Imagine it, a sprawling facility, hidden from telescopes, where humans and these humanoids collaborate on mining helium-3, conducting forbidden research, building crafts that slip through the stars. It's all connected through portals or advanced transport, with Antarctica serving as a key hub, a frozen gateway to the cosmos. Then there's the 20 and Back program. Chilling stuff. Recruits like Spartan 2 allegedly served decades in these secret space fleets, fighting unseen wars or exploring distant worlds, only to be age-regressed, memory-wiped, and plopped back into civilian life as if nothing happened. But echoes remain, nightmares, flashes of stars, and strange faces. These men claim it's real, a breakaway civilization operating in the shadows, far beyond NASA or any public space program. The energy from those glyphs, it powers it all, some exotic substance mined from Antarctic depths, fueling ships that bend space itself. Phew, as I sift through these accounts, I can't help but feel the weight of it. The isolation of that continent, the silence broken only by the creak of ice and the hum of secrets. What else lies buried there, waiting to emerge? It's the kind of story that makes you stare at the night sky wondering if we're alone or if something's staring back. Oh, that descent into the ice has me chilled to the core. What do you make of it so far, Juniper? Feels like we've just scratched the surface of something vast and ancient.
Absolutely unsettling, Matt. Those glowing glyphs gives me goosebumps just picturing them coming to life. Can't wait to hear where this leads.
Hold on tight. We'll dig deeper after the break, exploring if these operations are guarding us or something far more sinister. Back over to you, Juniper.
What a plunge into the unknown that was. Ancient structures humming under miles of ice, interstellar trades in the shadows. I'm left wondering if our planet's just a pawn in a bigger game. Listeners, are you feeling that cosmic chill too? Stick around for the second half where Matt uncovers more layers to this frozen enigma. Now, over to Chris for a quick word.
Cheers, Juniper. If the shadows have drawn you in, stay a while. Hit that like button subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, or wherever you tune in to your favourite podcasts. Dive deeper at shadowfrequencypodcast.com. There, you can explore our complete episode archive, check out our Shadow blog for deeper dives into each case, snag some exclusive merch, or even help support the show by buying us a coffee. And here's something fun. Leave us a voicemail on the site and tell us where in the world you're listening from. You just might hear yourself on the next episode. Take it away, Juniper.
Thanks, Chris. Time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer. Flipping the switches now. Let's see what ethereal whispers it conjures. Oh, look, a ghostly missive flickering in the ether.
Message retrieved from the void.
All right, time to unravel its secrets in here from one of our shadowy companions. This one says, "Hey, Matt and Juniper, my name's Maribel Torres, and I'm writing in from Chile. I found the shadow frequency a few months ago, and it's become my go-to companion for the strangest part of my day. Most evenings around Blue Hour, I'm up on the cliffs helping my uncle keep an old lighthouse museum in shape, swapping bulbs, checking tide charts, and locking up the little exhibit rooms while the fog rolls in off the Pacific. I pop my earbuds in and listen while the beams start sweeping over the water and the gulls settle down for the night. There's something about hearing creepy stories while standing above crashing waves that hits different. I listen on Apple Podcasts, and I'm especially hooked on your episode about time anomalies, deep conspiracies, and ancient mysteries, though I never skipped the cryptid ones either. You made more than a one walk back down those steep stairs feel like a scene straight out of a horror movie. Just wanted to say thanks for keeping me company up there in the mist. You guys turn an already eerie place into the perfect setting for some shadowy storytelling from the edge of the waves, Maribel." Well, what a hauntingly perfect spot to tune in, Maribel. Up on those foggy cliffs with the waves crashing below. Sounds like the ultimate backdrop for our tales. Thanks for sharing that. It really captures the vibe we aim for. And to all of our listeners, keep those stories coming. You can drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. All right, Matt, back to you for that chilling continuation.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Thanks, Juniper, and a big shout out to Maribel for that atmospheric email. Nothing beats a lighthouse in the fog for amplifying the creeps. Makes me think of all the hidden signals out there beaming into the night. Now let's pick up where we left off, delving deeper into the Spartan files. We've explored the descent into that massive glyph-covered structure under Antarctica's ice and the whispers of interstellar trades. But what does it all mean? Are these secret operations protecting humanity from cosmic threats, or are they puppeteering us into a subordinate role in some galactic hierarchy? Spartan 1 described the structure not just as ancient ruins, but as a functional hub. Warm, energized, with those glyphs activating like a switchboard to other realms. He speculated it ties into a network where Earth exchanges raw materials for tech that defies our physics. Anti-gravity drives, energy sources that could end wars over oil. But who are the traders? Humanoid beings, he said, not little green men, but tall, pale figures with elongated features, collaborating with elite human factions. Spartan 2 added layers, claiming flights to Antarctic bases often detoured to resupply lunar outposts on the moon's far side. Picture a vast complex, shielded from Earth view, where multinational teams under flags that don't wave in vacuum mine resources alongside these ET partners. Construction bays building fleets, labs experimenting on hybrid tech, all humming with that same eerie energy sourced from Antarctic depths. This weaves into the 20 and back lore, where recruits vanish for decades of service in off-world colonies or battles, then return youthful, minds scrubbed clean. Spartan 2 hinted at personal echoes, dreams of starfields and alien skirmishes that bleed into waking life. It's as if the veil thins sometimes, letting fragments slip through. And Antarctica? It's the anchor, a remnant of a time when the continent bloomed with life, possibly hosting Atlantis or an ET outpost before the poles shifted and ice entombed it all. Those glyphs might be maps, warnings, or activation codes for portals that link to the moon and beyond. Echoes from history amplify this. Take Admiral Richard Byrd's 1947 Operation High Jump. Officially a mapping expedition, rumors persist of encounters with advanced craft emerging from ice caverns forcing a hasty retreat. Byrd's alleged diary entries speak of inner Earth realms, flying saucers, and warnings from superior beings. Spartan 1 connected the dots. High Jump wasn't exploration. It was a probe into territories already claimed by these ancient forces. Since then, treaties allegedly bind world powers to secrecy, mining that powerful substance, perhaps a zero-point energy crystal, for space programs that leave public astronauts in the dust. But here's something to chew on, folks. Amid all this eerie intrigue, could there be a rational angle? Skeptics might argue these stories stem from disinformation campaigns designed to muddy waters around real military tech like advanced submarines or climate research stations. Maybe Spartan 1 and 2, under stress from classified ops, wove hallucinations into folklore, blending Cold War paranoia with sci-fi tropes. Yet, even that doubt leaves an unsettling residue. If it's cover, what's the truth it's hiding? The possibility lingers, chilling as Antarctic wind. Fragments of reality in the tales, rewriting our history as a curated illusion. As we wrap this up, consider the aftermath. If these structures and bases exist, how long before the ice cracks or a lunar shadow slips? Disclosure could shatter our world, salvation through advanced alliances, or shock at our pawn status. Either way, next time you gaze at the moon or hear of polar expeditions, remember, the shadows run deep, and they're watching. That lunar base lingering in my mind. Protectors or puppeteers? Leaves you with that gnawing unease, doesn't it?
Totally, Matt. The skepticism hit just right, but those ancient glyphs still creeping me out more than anything.
Glad it resonated. Folks, thanks for joining this frosty journey. Keep questioning the shadows. Over to you, Juniper, for the wrap-up.
What a deep dive into the frozen unknowns, from Antarctic glyphs to lunar secrets. Spartan 1 and 2's tales have us all glancing southward with a shiver. Thanks for tuning in to the Shadow Frequency. Your company in the shadows means the world. Drop us your own eerie encounters at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com, and check out shadowfrequencypodcast.com for more, and follow us on all the social haunts. Join us next time for another plunge into the paranormal. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Sleep tight, listeners, but keep one eye on the moon.
Until next time, stay shadowy. Good night.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.